Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Jeff and Jeff here on Orange Bloods Live. It's Texas OU week. We're days away from, well, likely an annihilation, but we're going to treat it like it's a real game. It's brought to you by the guys over at Groggy Dog. Look, if you're a school or a team or a business and you need printing and you need to get t-shirts and hats and all of the stuff that we think about all the stuff we've needed over the years. They can take care of it. Screen printing, embroidery, you name it, they do it. And more than anything, they do it with a smile. A+++ customer service. They're local through and through. I mean, they're Orange Bloods. They're from the state of Texas. They bleed the burnt orange, and they've got a full service art team ready to go to work for you right away. Visit the Orange Bloods store, buy your Orange Bloods t-shirts. I will eventually get my sizing to Jeff, and he will
and your address.
I know. I was thinking about that today. I was like, God, have 7 days gone by? And somehow,
and we did a patch hat too. Sonny hasn't even seen it yet, but it's pretty cool. I was going to send it to you first.
So it's there to be purchased. And the bottom line is, if you're in the need for anything from your school or your local business and you're getting ready to print out some t-shirts or hats or whatever, let Groggy Dog take care of you with all of those things. Jeff, it's game time almost. We're a few days away as we record this. What's on your brain? Just before we get into the keys and the 5 things that we're looking for, where's your head at today?
My head is in the cautiously optimistic space.
Oh, come on. You're not nervous, are you?
Not nervous, but just historically this game and 11 out of 15 have gone OU's way, 5 out of 6, one score game. Just that precedent is weighing on me. It's kind of tempering my normally boundless enthusiasm. Then I'm watching y'all on HD, and you're talking, Chad's talking about hanging 50 yesterday, and then you're wanting to turn the page to Georgia already this week, and I'm going, God, what do these two dudes know that I don't?
I wanted to. I said that I kind of feel like maybe we should.
Yeah, for content's sake. Like, maybe that's a better talking point. I don't know, man. It's just, I've seen so much of this game since I was, 3 foot nothing, and I understand that what should happen, what is likely to happen, can go out the door, out the window, out the the top of the Ferris wheel really, really quick.
You know what? I like that you were in the middle of like binding cliches together, and I was like, oh man, here we go. And then you go out the Ferris wheel, and I was like, there it is.
Yeah, just right over the top, right? You sit there in the Cotton Bowl and you look out and you see the one Ferris wheel, and you're like, damn.
Have you ever done the Ferris wheel?
No, I've never done that one.
I'm not a Ferris wheel guy.
Yeah, I haven't done that one. I think I've done one before, but like every time I've been fortunate enough to be at the game, I've actually it seemed weird to me, like mid-third quarter, regardless of how the game's going, you look up and there's some people up there that probably have no idea that the game's being played right now, and they're on
you can put me on if we're less than 15 feet up in the air. You can do anything to me. Spin me around, shoot me all over the place. I'll do roller coasters and those, but boys, you start getting into Ferris wheel territory, and I'm just I'm way more. I'm okay in a plane, but if I would never get in a helicopter, just no, I'm out.
Yeah.
And that feels a little too close to helicopter territory for me. And the real big ones, the ones that put you like a mile up in the air, no, man, I'm good. Keep on the ground. I realize that these things don't have daily accidents, but that's okay.
But
see, certain one eventually, and I won't be in it.
Yeah, circling back to the game, though, that's kind of where I'm at, though, right? Like, so we're on the ground. I'm thinking, literally, I'm thinking like 52-15, something like that, right? But then the Carney pushes the lever.
52-15.
The Carney pushes the lever. You go up a little bit. then you get away from it and you look back and you see the last 15 years. Then you see
You're worried that this game is shooting hoops at the carnival.
Yes.
You're like, I'm good at basketball.
Yes.
Give me the ball. Give me the ball. I can make a free throw.
Yes.
And then you don't realize it if you go look at that from the side, that the rim is crooked and bent.
Yeah.
And it
The
takes a
ball's
perfect.
underinflated.
You really have to thread the needle to make that shot. I just don't know that that's what this is this weekend. So look, let's kick it off.
Yeah.
Of our 5 things that we're looking for in this game, you always get the first at bat, batter up.
Yeah, I'm going to go with number 3, the pride of South Lake, Texas, the face of what is it, Fansville again. I haven't seen that commercial either, by the way. You and Chad were talking about that.
I wonder if suddenly they're back this weekend.
Yeah, but anyways, I'm going to go with him. I feel like this is a statement game for Quinn Ewers. He's going to be 100%, right? Trending up every day this week. And when you have watched Oklahoma this year, I just don't think that their secondary and or their defense as a whole is at a level that they can stop Quinn if he's executing at a high level. So, I think you go out, Sark's first 20, first 25 plays, I think he's throwing at 17 of them, hell, maybe 20. And he's saying, we're riding with number 3, right? He's going to go out here and take this game by the throat early and we'll go from there. So number 1 on my list is Quinn Ewers and the Texas passing attack.
You took one of it's funny. It's like a draft, right? You just took my number 1 draft pick.
Yeah.
It would have been Quinn Ewers is back. Let it rip, young man. This is his last Texas OU game.
See,
there's a real sense that he knows it too. So
yeah, and Sark knows it too. And Sark is savvy enough to know that of all the advantages that Texas should have, could have, does have in this game, the biggest advantage, the trump card, right? To bring it back to a language you understand, the trump is Quinn Ewers. Our quarterback is light years better than your quarterback. So let's go let him win this game. So that's number 1. And, I think Texas is even in a place where if Quinn has one of his back foot, lazy throw interceptions, they can overcome it. Just need to stay out of the 3 picks, 6 sacks, fumble, return.
You know what? Oklahoma, take 7. You can get 7 points at some point in the game. There will be a big play. You can score on defense, whatever. You're right. It just can't be 14, 21, 28.
Yeah.
That's where you get into trouble. But give them a token touchdown, Quinn, at some point in the game. I'm not going to lose a lot of sleep over the idea that they could get 1.
Yeah.
As long as they don't get multiple. And here goes my number 1. So number 2 that we're looking for.
Yeah.
Start fast, end it quick. If the problem with the Mississippi State game was that Texas just let them hang around. It wasn't that Mississippi State was real threatening. I've said multiple times on Orange Bloods Live that at no point in that game did it ever cross my mind that Texas wouldn't win, or that they wouldn't win by double digits, or that they wouldn't even win by 2 or 3 touchdowns. But it was that game just slowed down. They ran a lot of clock. At the end of the first quarter, it was what it was. If you're Texas and Steve Sark, and they're the best first quarter team in the country, they've outscored their opponents in 5 games, 56-0, which averages out to a little more than 10 points per game. Double digits first quarter, put Oklahoma in a position where they're chasing the game from the very beginning, which will put them completely outside of their comfort zone. And that's where the blowout begins.
Yeah, I think you've got to attack them with the pass. You've got to score quick. You've got to be aggressive. And like you said, you've got to get Oklahoma to a point where in order for them to come back and be in the game, they're going to have to do something that as good as Hawkins could be, possibly, will be, he ain't there yet, right? And so you got to speed him up. And if you get there, then I think we're looking at a one-sided affair.
Don't have to be all gas, no brakes. It doesn't. I wouldn't say err on the side of recklessness where you have to go for it and it's deep passes. There's 15 minutes in the first quarter. Put the foot down, though, over the course of 15 minutes, score a couple of times, and put Oklahoma in an uncomfortable position, because what Oklahoma is going to want to do is what Mississippi State did. They're going to pray that their terrible running game can run clock, control field position. A good possession for Oklahoma doesn't always have to end in points. It's a few first downs, flip field position, make Texas have to go a long way, turn this into a ping pong game of punts. What they want is to get into the fourth quarter and the game be within one score.
Yeah.
If you're Texas, get up 2 scores early and never look back.
Yeah. And I mean, you look at it last year, Texas, I think, was clearly the better team, and that we saw that over the course of the remainder of the season and then into the college football playoff. But 7, 8, 10 plays into the game, Oklahoma knew they had a chance, right? At that point, and then it was an even game, right? Yeah. So what you want to be is 7, 10, 14, 21 plays into the game. You want Oklahoma to be sitting there going, dang,
due to them, what they've done to Texas way too many times over the last couple of decades. Okay, point number. By the way, I've got my number 4. Okay, our number 4, my number 2. You're not going to steal number 4. I'm pretty confident that I could give you 10 more picks, and mine's going to still be holstered and ready to go. So the board is yours. Number 3 thing we're looking for is what?
I want to see the run game really take root and flourish. Ooh. And by what I mean by that is consistently, okay, we're going to turn around and we're going to hand it to Blue. We're going to hand it to Weissner. We're going to hand it to Gibson, right? We're going to run right here and we're going to get 5 yards. With the offensive line experience, development, number of NFL draft picks that Texas has, they've got to be able to do that, not just against Oklahoma, but throughout the course of the SEC schedule and then hopefully into the college football playoff, if they're going to be a team that threatens to win the championship. So I want to see that. And I know we've brought that up before and talked about it, but that run game is not the sum of its parts right now. And that's even taking into consideration that you're without, Baxter and Clark and those guys, but you still have, I'm still on the Jaden Blue, NFL draft pick.
Oh yeah.
Right. And probably not to the level that Cody is.
I don't think he's been healthy since the Michigan game.
Probably not.
And I don't think he's given that consideration, because think about it like this. I think when Xavier Worthy broke his hand.
Yeah.
They don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Sark never mentioned it.
He's smart like that. Yeah.
But what it sometimes does is it's a detriment to the player.
Yeah.
Because if we were like, if he had been listed as questionable for the Mississippi State game, I think because he missed a couple of games before, so we know that it was still a little lingering.
Yeah.
If there was still even a little bit of an issue, I think we show him some grace.
Yeah.
Instead,
collectively, yeah.
I think that collectively, because I haven't been beating him up, but I think there's this thought of, well, now he needs to be replaced, and they need to put somebody in that won't fumble. And it's like, well, he's been hurt. He's been in and out of the lineup. This guy's really talented. Let me ask
it's a rhythm. It's a rhythm. He's got to get into his rhythm. But the run game as a whole, they've got to get there. There's been stretches over the first few weeks.
Do you think Blue rushes for 100 yards this week?
Yeah, give me that.
Wow, you and Chad.
I'll take the over. I'll take the over on that. I think what they do is, again, get out quick, and then you get to that point, second, third, fourth quarter, where you're hammering him. I think Texas as a whole, 240, 250. I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because again, you look, the offensive line. I mean, it's there.
They're gonna score 50 if it's that
Yeah.
many rushing.
Yeah, that's kind of stealing Chad's thunder. I think he said that on the show yesterday. Is if they get that run game to that point, they're going to
If
get
you
to that
get
number.
to that level,
Yeah.
this is maybe even more dominant than 49-0. Even if the score is not quite that, it's going to be in that territory. Look, I'm going to give you number 4. I want to save mine for last because I think once we get to mine, there'll be no other thing that we can talk about. So the number 4 thing that we're looking for in your final pick in today's video is what?
I'll go back. I've said it before. I want to see more hands on the football. I mean, defensively, right? Like the DBs are playing at a high level. The linebackers are playing at a high level. Let's go out and let's create some chaos. Let's, tips, deflections, fumbles, let's get more of that. Crank it up, because what's going to happen? You've seen it. Everybody's seen it in this game. It's those turnovers that turn the tide. I mean, rivalry game, emotions. I mean, it's going to be so important that we win in that space. So, that's second guy in, ripping the ball out. That's stripping. I mean, Hawkins hasn't had a lot of live reps. He's had 5 quarters, 6 quarters, right? So against the caliber of defensive player that Texas has out there, go after that football. Let's get after it, and let's win that turnover battle. See, look at me. That was cliche. I'm nowhere near your last one. I know you, but it's so important. Like I just want to see that chaos on defense.
Here we go. Last one.
Hit me.
Casey Thompson. I want Texas to come after Hawkins to such a degree. I want them to frustrate this really young. He's not ready for this moment. How could he be? And I want Texas to get after Hawkins to such a degree that the OU staff has to pull the plug on Michael Hawkins to save him.
Yeah, for the rest of the season.
And then I want Oklahoma to have to reveal, with the insertion of Casey Thompson into the ball game, that Jackson Arnold is transferring from Oklahoma and he's not playing another day in an Oklahoma uniform. And I want them to be beat so badly that when the game is over, because Casey Thompson will come in and whatever, he's not going to do anything. But the acknowledgement of putting Thompson into the game will mean that they will have to address the reality of they've bungled the Jackson Arnold experience and his career at Oklahoma to such a degree that they've got to acknowledge in the second or third quarter of the Texas OU game that the guy they built the entire program around as recent as 2 months ago is out. Coach, you put Casey Thompson into the game. Why no Jackson Arnold? And I want Brent Venables to have to stand in front of the cameras with a 52-15 game hanging over his head. And I want him to say, well, Jackson notified us that he doesn't want to play anymore this season, that he wants to redshirt. So Casey Thompson is now our backup quarterback, and we are effed. That's what I want as much as anything else. Texas's defense to just get after Hawkins to such a degree that Venables has to wave that white flag, but he can't put Jackson Arnold in because privately Jackson Arnold has said, I'm not playing for you guys anymore. I'm at 4 games. If I want a red shirt, I can't play anymore. And there we have it.
I wouldn't have gotten there. But see, look at you taking the big picture, the long game there. But yeah, if Texas is, if we see Casey Thompson trot out there, right, after checking out all the vehicles in the parking lot and thinking longingly about what he used to drive when he was at Nebraska, if he trots out there and takes a snap, I think we can we can acknowledge that. And that's a whole nother sore subject too. I mean, because I'm right down the street from Jackson Arnold. My kid went to football camp with him. So the fact that OU's moving on from him after investing so much, and
he's moving on from them.
Well, yeah. Part
after they threw him under the bus.
Yeah. I mean, that dude's a player, and I think you and I talked about it. Like Sark went with Quinn and knew there was going to be some bumps in the road, and now you're reaping the benefits of that decision.
I'm trying to imagine Quinn in 2022 with no wide receivers, and then judging him off of having no wide receivers, no offensive line, no running game, and then deciding, you know what the problem is? Quarterback.
I saw Jackson.
I understand, Jeff, that Jackson's been horrible. I do.
Yes.
I get it.
Yeah, he hasn't been great.
But the whole offense has been wretched. And
I saw him play for 4 years. His offense at Geyer had more weapons than Oklahoma did.
So I want to see the indictment of of what's happened with that team. I want it to be laid bare in the Cotton Bowl on Saturday. And then I want Oklahoma fans to just be quiet for 365 days.
Yes. That's a takeaway that we can all enjoy here.
They have to go away. They can't come into the Orange Bloods live stats. They have to
off the board.
They have to retire from rivals.com. I want them served a crap sandwich that is so large and untasty that they just don't. I want them to go the way of the guy for Florida State that just won't eat the poop and has disappeared forever. That's what I'd like to see from the Oklahoma football program this weekend. Please make it so. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. Sure. Like, subscribe, comment away. We'll take your comments. Look, if Oklahoma does the unthinkable, we know what the chat, the comment section will look like. But we ain't scared.
Nope. Bring it.
Bring it. The game's only a few days away. We hope you've enjoyed this video. And let me remind you one more time, if you're a school, if you're a business, if you're a team or anything like that, and you need to get some T-shirts printed up, you need some hats, you need embroidery, you need to take advantage of a massive printing job of shirts and gear and all of that. Groggy Dog. They've got the best mascot. I love that shit-eating grin on the Groggy Dog. It almost looks like there should be a toothpick coming out of his teeth. He's
that's
so
a good
much.
Hey, we can make that happen.
They've got amazing customer service. Look, Jeff's not just doing these videos. He's one of the men behind the madness of juggling the entire Metroplex and the entire state of Texas. And they want to do work for you. They want to make you feel good about the work that they do. They want you to be a repeat customer. And the only way to get you as a repeat customer is do such a bang up job for you the first time that you don't even consider anybody else the second time. The first job they do for you isn't about the first job. It's about the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth. They want to make lifelong customers out of everybody that walks through their doors and calls them up. They're not just a partner with Orange Bloods. We want them to be a life mate with us. Go to groggydogonline.com. Just Google them up. You can go to their website. You can see the things that they do. And get it started today. For Jeff Bowerman and myself, Jeff Ketchum, we are Jeff and Jeff. We will see you guys next week before Georgia, where I promise we won't say as we're recording our video for the Georgia game that maybe we should be doing a Vanderbilt video instead. Oh, it's on next week. And it's on this week too. Guys, have a great time at the game. We will talk to you and see you soon. Have a great weekend. Later.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Catch.